From the return of Fortnite's most loved story character, to a concert live event and a massive amount of map changes, this is everything that you missed in Fortnite's new Season 3 summer update. Now, everyone knows of Midas and knows who he is, and guess what? He's finally making his long-awaited return to our Fortnite storyline. Later this year, in October, a pack will be released into our game, known as the Anime Legends. This will include anime variants of all Fortnite favourite skins such as Penny, Rox, and Midas himself. Epic even knows how much we've wanted him back, and now that they're doing this, I'm sure that maybe his comeback will even be better than when he first arrived to the island. But why is Midas coming back anyways? Like, how does this fit in? Well, the last time we actually saw of him was when Midas was more of in like a relaxed state and a midsummer state, like his midsummer Midas skin, but he definitely still had something planned. He was on the beach in celebration of the alien arrival, and whilst this whole idea of partying comes across as casual, his NPC dialogue with both Marigold and Jules suggested something totally different, like a plan behind the scenes. From there on out, in Chapter 2 Season 8, we learned that Midas was still in contact with Shadow, still definitely related to them, and last season, we saw the Ghost flags and that they were teasing that Midas was still with Ghost too. Now, Shadow is also with IO, and Ghost is related to the Seven, at least as we know from last season, the flag thing. From this we know Midas is basically acting as a double agent like he was in Season 2. This is still a consistent story, and he's getting all the information on the enemies that he can, like he did before, and he also has the same symbol as Stormfarer on his new outfit, like, you know, that little 3-line thing that, you know, Adira has it too, and Stormfarer wants total control of our storm on the islands, the ever-closing storm, and maybe Midas wants that too. Maybe it's like a cult, trying to take control of the storm. Which side do you think, he's really true to? Do you think he's supporting the Seven? Do you think he's still with IO? Or do you think he's in his own storm hunting kind of business? Just let me know in the comments and we'll follow through to see what this guy really gets up to after the summer update. Another character that has been gone for absolutely ages is the man himself, Raz. Now, if you're not too familiar with this guy, allow me to give you a little Fortnite history lesson. Back to Chapter 2, Season 5 and 6. In Chapter 2, Season 5, the 0 Point was just absolutely sick of being abused, powered, and taken over, so it decided to become a threat, in team with the Foundation's efforts. Now, in the Zero Crisis, the Foundation sealed himself in a spire, and the 0 Point reacted to this by rushing dark energy through the Tower of Chromium or the Spire, and anyone who came near it would have their weaknesses exploited and their body corrupted if they got way too close. Now, Raz decided to sort of test his limits with this, test that function of the 0 Point, that function being the way that the 0 Point scared people away, with the fear that it would ruin them. So basically, once it was peaceful and unbothered, it would be able to fully heal with no interruption. It was a way of scaring people, basically saying, if you come near me and bother me, your life will be ruined. Now, this worked, it scared literally everyone away, protected the 0 Point from literally everyone, and they were all way too scared to confront the darkness within. Everyone had a sense inside them to take their chances, but they knew it wasn't right, and they knew they shouldn't because it would corrupt their lives, but Raz was fully consumed by that thought, by that idea. He cared too much for power over his own life and weakness, and ultimately, he was corrupted because, when dark energy is messed with from the 0 Point, the 0 Point obviously wanted the Spire to be corruptive, to punish people if it didn't leave it alone. It needed to be left alone, it needed to heal. And another thing that happens when dark energy is messed with, it attracts the attention of, the source of that dark matter, and we know the leader and source of all the dark matter is the Cube Queen. Now, that obviously attracted the Last Reality, and that could very well happen again, but with this new Riptide Raz skin in the game for summer, will the Cube Queen return, or has Raz found a way to contain the dark energy within? I guess we'll have to see. On a bit of a lighter note, all of the Fortnite contents with Marshmello, Travis Scott, and Ariana Grande could basically be like combining in their own ways for the Season 3 summer event. Now, just hear me out what I mean by this. The Travis Scott concert was based on the island. A lot of people thought it was just a stage, it was a full island thing. The Ariana Grande concert was a shift between realities. And the Marshmello concert, well, it was performed by Marshmello. Not much too special, but for that point in the game, it was revolutionary. So prepare to shift realities on the island whilst listening to Marshmello. Now, how did this thought even come to the heads of the Fortnite community, and me especially? Recently, beside the Sanctuary, a concert stage was put into place and built, supported by No Sweat Insurance. Many people were suggesting that a Rift Tour might happen and there'll be like a concert Rift Tour like last time with Ariana. And you know, the island is very much related to rifts and reality shifting right now with the Season 3 theme of the reality tree. I mean, it makes sense. So we've got the concert on the island altering realities, but what about the Marshmallow part? You know, I said he'd be possibly performing at this reality shifting island concert. What does that mean? Well, recently the music artist Marshmallow posted this statement on Twitter. I miss Pleasant Park. Now this was clearly a tease towards a future Fortnite collab. What else could it mean? And it really makes sense for this to be heavily concert related because he's already had a bunch of skins, a Mellowverse thing. Surely he's got some more meaning to have another concert. It would make perfect sense. I mean, just considering all of the evidence that we've found so far, what else could this really be? It's summer, there's an artist collaborating with the game, and there's a stage. At this point, they're basically handing us the answer. It's pretty obvious epic. Something a little more secretive here though is the underwriter. He seems to be the head of operation at No Sweat Insurance, and he's kind of pretty scammy and sketchy from his audio logs. I'm sure this guy, along with the No Sweat Insurance based summer, will bring us some awesome storyline and awesome map changes, such as the revamp of Tilted Towers. Funnily enough, it has already begun, and the location will have its changes voted for and its new buildings developed entirely by the creative mode fanbase. But what about the underwriter, not just No Sweat Insurance? What about this character in specific? And why does he seem so secretive and ominous and scammy? Well, what if I told you that this whole thing is actually related to the gathering information Midas return idea, and he's actually in a faction directly linked to Ghost? Just let me explain. Ever thought that this guy looks really damn similar and like familiar? Well, yeah, that's because he's literally the main ghost henchman at the Shark, yet branded with No Sweat Insurance. Now, I don't know if this is just some kind of coincidence. It really doesn't seem like. I don't know, what kind of teaser this is, because it's really, really obvious. These characters are linked in some way. You can never trust the fully masked characters. They always have some importance, and it doesn't ever seem like we can trust anything in this season at all. If you're excited for the full return of Midas, or even Raz, click on these videos right here to know everything you need to be aware of in terms of the major character plot points that will be approaching the island in this season's storyline.